Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm that doll guy, and today for you I have something a little special. We have us a Defa Kevin, Defa Lucy's boyfriend from the Defa Lucy company. I found him on Temu just as a surprise one day. I think the week before last, 2 weeks ago, I saw him on there. I did a Defa Lucy search on Temu and he came up not as a Defa Kevin. I can't remember if he was just a Ken clone listing or what the header was, but he's definitely an authentic Defa Kevin. For anybody who's Googled Defa Kevin, for those of you who love Defa Lucy and like to collect her, she has a boyfriend named Defa Kevin, and he premiered several years ago. He was found, I believe, in the Walmarts in Mexico and Costa Rica, just like she was as Brittany. But he made his appearance as Defa Kevin over there. Wasn't sure if we'd get him here. He was like a needle in a haystack. I looked on eBay, looked on Mercari, looked on a lot of secondhand markets and a lot of different trading platform apps, and not to be found. However, suddenly here he is. He comes in 3 varieties, and I grabbed the one with the denim jacket to match the denim fashion girls of the Defa Lucy line. 3 versions of them all came with the same face, screening, hair color, just 3 different outfits. We have one here, the denim jacket. If you look at him, he has soft brown hair, blue eyes, a light pink lip, nicely screened. His neck, I don't know, neck cutting, whatever you want to call it, is a little bit on the rough side, but that's to be expected when you have these kind of clone type dolls. He has a tank top with a heat screened logo, Rock Fest for Harvest. If you guys remember the brunette Bob the Raven colored gal, the denim fashion girl, had something else for Harvest. I can't remember what her said, but if you look at the matter of the videos and you'll see her, it does have something for Harvest. I don't know if there's a significance to that or if that's just kind of like an Asian kind of thing that we're just unfamiliar with. He has the denim jeans and really nice shoes. The difference between his shoes and something you'd find from Mattel's Ken are painted on laces. So I thought that was a nice little extra touch that he had. And his jacket, if you remember from the Defa Lucy brunette Bob, she had real metal buttons and real stitching. And his jacket also has real metal buttons and real stitching. So that was pretty impressive. Face looks good. Maybe just a little bit more, I don't know, handsome, but maybe just a little bit. His features are a little bit closer together. I'm not sure if that's more like a derpier look or not, I don't know. But he looks pretty good. I like him just because he's part of the Defa world, and I'm all about that right now. If you look in the back, I did a photo shoot that I will put on my Instagram, and is also in the world of Defa Lucy and her fabulous friends Facebook group that I admin. And so this is her outfit she wore to welcome him to Defa City on the pier by the ocean. He came in on a boat, has been gone for a while. That's their storyline. And so this is the packaging he came in. It's just kind of like it says warm winter. I mean, that's interesting, right? It's kind of like a dichotomy, warm winter, but it's got snowflakes. I don't know if this is just extra packaging that they just said, let's use for him. He didn't have any kind of cover. He didn't have a, he didn't have the clear cellophane type pane window cover. He had none of that. He was just jiggered into this box inside this shipper. And if you collect Defa Lucy, this shipper is very familiar to you. It should be familiar to you because the basic girls are shipped in it, and I believe the denim fashion girls are shipped in it. So he was shipped in it with no real cover, just jiggered into this box. So he was kind of protected, not super as protected as the girls, but it's okay. He made it here unscathed, and he looks really great. He was 18 and change on Temu, then he went down to 16 and change. So his price kind of varies, but we'll talk a little bit about him. The one feature, I'll just start with what I don't like, I guess. The only thing I don't like about him is just his head articulation. He can only move his head side to side. And that neck cut is kind of rough. His hair it looks like it's airbrushed on. There's no highlights to it or anything like that. Like some of the clones we've seen, the Ken clones on Temu and AliExpress have had some really kind of interesting, really good airbrushed highlights, which actually kind of impressed me, but he doesn't have any. His hair is just kind of one note, but the molding of it is kind of unique and interesting, and it's a little bit different than the Kens we've seen. So that makes him interesting. He's articulated at the shoulder and the elbow, not the wrist. He is articulated at the waist though, so he can bend over and do all that kind of stuff. And I think he can twist side to side. If I had more than just an iPhone, I would show you. I want to say he twists side to side, I think. He's articulated at the knee, but not at the ankle. So, you know, I think it was like the $18. I went, as soon as I saw him, I went all out. I didn't wait for him to lower in price. I just went for it. Because, you know, for less than $20, some people think that's kind of high. I think for full articulation, it's on point. You know, he's got really high quality clothing, higher quality than Ken. So if you bulk at the price of him at 18 and change, and if you're still buying Mattel with their kind of crappier quality, then I don't know what you're complaining about. But that's just some things I've heard in the groups on Facebook. I, however, beg to differ. I really like him. And so, because another thing I would gripe about would be just his lack of, not diversity, his lack of variety. Because he only has the one hair color, so I ordered 2 more just to get, there's one that has a white t-shirt, I think, boots, like tan hiking boots, and jeans in a longer coat with fur trim, and then there's one with a jacket, some kind of tank top with a weird logo on it, and the same tennis shoes, and then jeans, I think, or something. So, or maybe it was a sweater. I can't remember which, but something like that. One of them has a sweater, one of them has a weird tank top that's oddly decaled. Just so the weird random decal that you see when you kind of go overseas on some of that stuff. So what I thought I'd do is I order a couple more when they drop down to 16 and change. And so I thought I would just take some acrylic paint, and when I get them, I'm going to just make one a raven. I could make one either redhead or maybe a more of a blonde. This guy's more like a light brunette, or I don't know what you call it, ash blonde. I don't know what you call this. He is just a light brown. So I might do like a fuller blonde one and a raven one to give him a little variety, and they could be maybe his friends who just oddly look like him, just like him, but with different hair colors. But, you know, who can say? And I'm hoping the future brings us a little bit more diversity from the Defa company. I would like to see some black dolls. I'd like to see some more variety of hair colors. I'd like to see some darker skin tones, maybe Latino, Hispanic. Who knows? Who can say what we're going to see? But one thing that people have said, which I agree with, is Defa does need to they need to expand on their diversity portfolio in their dolls for sure, both the Defa Lucys and the Defa Kevins. Now, it is a company that's banking on lower priced products. The quality is a little bit higher, I think, but you know, for cost effectiveness, that could be why we're seeing a lack of diversity. I'm not quite sure. Now they've caught on, which I'm just going to say is credited to our Facebook group, but I'm just being pompous there and just joking, but they are catching on. So maybe with that being said, they may choose to expand the diversity, and I hope they do, and hopefully they can keep it at a good price point. I don't want to see their line price themselves out of existence or popularity just because they get greedy, as we all know happens. I don't want them to become a Mattel where they're going to cut corners and just all that kind of stuff we're seeing. The reason why I think people like the Defa dolls so much is because of the quality, the price point, and they're on high right now. I would hope they wouldn't risk that, just become part of the pack of Mattels and all those kind. They're just dropping their quality down and raising prices for the sake of just the buck, which I know they're to make money. Everybody's there for that. But at the end of the day, when you start cutting corners, as we've seen with Mattel, you pay the price, because the next upstart that wants to take your hard-earned dollar will definitely do it by offering you something a little bit better and a little bit different. Right now, that's what Defa Lucy is, and hopefully they stay that way. But I just wanted to quick get this video out to you to see it, because I had just gotten them. I was excited. I'm in the middle of making dinner for my man. He's right there, a little bit of my personal life. That's my man, that's Chris, with our babies, our puppies. Don't mind the dog toys and all that, but here's just a glimpse of my personal life. That's my partner, he's gotta work. And so I'm making dinner for him, and my son's doing something, I don't know. So I'm in the middle of doing that and just doing the last minute weekend stuff, but I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you soon in the next one.